Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. Today I'm up about $360 realized profit day trading LULU, Penn and Snow. I do wish I went a little bit bigger though. I mean, I did make good percentage gains. Like on LULU, I made 20%. Penn did 80%. Snow did 100%. But I am a little bit hesitant to get too far into the market after what happened in March, especially in tech. I was trading Snow and Penn took a major dump today. So if you made money today, comment below, got paid. If you lost money today, comment below, learned a lesson. If you could do me a big favor, hit the like button. Apologies if the video is or when I'm loading these charts up a little bit slow because I'm streaming off my iPad. My internet went down here. I do have backup internet coming. It's still down. So, we'll kind of have to see how this goes. So if you want to join the UVH fam, links are below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook as well. I'll go over my trades here, but I just want to cover the the indices here. SPY, did hit a new high today, 407.24 before coming back down. We are getting a bit extended away from the 10-day, so not surprised that it took a little breather. I actually thought we were going to go down quite a bit, but we didn't. I mean, we held. SPY all day, basically ping back and forth between 406 and 407. Had a nice run here in the morning, then just was pinging back and forth, and then a sell-off into the afternoon, which is kind of to be expected. Kind of seems like that's what we're doing. We did close red on pretty much everything. Dow as well, getting not as extended as the S&P, but did close down. Definitely struggled all day. A little bit of choppiness in here, but we had some there were some good opportunities. I didn't trade any futures today. NASDAQ taking a breather as well, but this thing had an insane run from 12,880 up to 13,000, basically 600. Nice 4-day, three bar play here, but now that has come to an end. We are above the 10-day moving average and the 50-day moving average, but we'll see if the 10-day can keep pushing up here. Kind of see what happens. Before I get into the trades, there's a couple things that you should be mindful about. Again, I'm going to reiterate Thursday. So Jerome Powell's gonna be meeting, or Jerome Powell's gonna be discussing the economy on Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern time, and then tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, Fed meeting minutes are going to be released. So we're going to be expecting some movement. It might get a little crazy in the morning. People may dump. We don't know what's going to happen. Just be mindful what's going to happen. Fed meeting minutes tomorrow, Wednesday at 2 p.m. And then Thursday, Jerome Powell is going to be discussing the economy at 12 p.m. So those are the major catalysts. Now, if you're trading Chinese stocks like I am, like right now, I'll show you my position in Baidu. I'm in NEO as well. Basically, Biden's playing hardball here, saying U.S. is considering joining boycott of the 2022 Beijing Olympics here. Biden administration works to rally allies to mount international pushback on China. This has been going on and off for since Biden has been in office. Now Biden is pretty much continuing what Trump started. Hasn't made anything like happen yet, but he is pushing back on what China is doing. So it's gonna get kind of crazy. And crypto news, Coinbase estimates a Q1 revenue jump ninefold to 1.8 billion ahead of public market debut. So they pushed out the earnings ahead of their IPO. So just be mindful, Coinbase IPO is on the way, and also micro Bitcoin futures are coming May 3rd. So if you guys trade Bitcoin futures, micro Bitcoin futures coming May 3rd. So that is exciting if you're looking to trade Bitcoin, but on a smaller scale. This is going to be rather interesting. I'm going to see how liquid it is. I'm probably going to start trading some of this, but we'll see what happens, right? Now, some of the setups that I have today going into tomorrow, like I said, I'm in Baidu right now. I did put a trade on. I'm down a little bit on this trade. I bought the 235 call. Now, what I liked about Baidu was I mean, the reason why it's down is data was pretty much, pretty much peeing back and forth today. After I had made this huge run of 228, had a triple top here, and it's just kind of holding steady. I think what's going to happen is going to gap up above 228 to get above that resistance. But on the 1 year chart, I mean, really nice. You know, after coming down to the 200-day 175, this has come back up to 226, 228, crossed over to the 10-day moving average. I do think it's going to fill this gap in here. So right now my target is 240. Whether it happens or not within the next day or two, I don't know. I'll probably roll all that going to the next week. You know, we'll see what happens, but push back on China. One stock that we were watching finally broke out today, and I thought I was too late to the game was Roku. This morning, I was looking for a trade in Roku. I missed this initial run here, and I'm like, oh, you know what? It's done. Just might as well wait. It went from, 330 to 348. Just kind of chill on it. And this thing went up another $10, almost $15. I mean, just crazy. So Roku is back at it. I mean, it's starting to break the downtrend here, and this was the candle to do it. So just be mindful. Watch Roku on that. Lululemon, I did get into a trade. Now I definitely wish I held on to this, but I was trading really conservative on Lululemon. So Lululemon, I flipped the 305 call. The issue with Lululemon was last month it was a difficult trade. I've been getting out of Lululemon alive. It's not as liquid of a stock, but it's still you can still make some money on it. So I actually put this trade on today. I bought it for, this is my trade right here. Bought the 305 call for 247, sold it for 295. Not bad. Bad news is it only did one. However, this call, if I held it, the problem was that it was just going so slow. But the 305 call now going for $5.50, $6. Last price on it was $5.57. So I left a couple $100 on the table. However, I was pretty much on the safe side. If we look at the options chart here, I had a great entry bought at come on Tastyworks. So I bought it at 247, and which was right down here, spiked up. The problem was I wanted to get out because I was having difficulty down in this area between $3, right around $3, $3.50, but then it broke out, went above $6 actually today. So, it is what it is. Lululemon's always a tricky trade. There's some crazy stuff going in the market, which brings me to the next stock, Penn. Okay, let me pull up the chart here real quick. Penn. So I day traded on Penn. Let me close these up so you guys can see a little bit better. I traded the 105 call, made 175, made about 80% on Penn, right? I was actually going to swing this, but because we had such a nice spike up into close, I decided to close it out, kind of go see what happens. But I had a credit put spread. I've had a credit put spread on Penn. I'm short the 110, long the 105. And what happened today on Penn is this thing just out of nowhere, started to fade down and then ripped from 108 down to 100. It had an 8% move to the downside. This is crazy. And then we ripped back up. So I played the bounce. I noticed that we were leveling out here around 100. I got in right around here and it popped up to 106. I sold like 105.80 or something like that. I sold right into the close here. But Penn, look, as you can see here, volume just started to pick up and then it just bombed right down. This was crazy. Now Penn, I'm still long the credit put spread. I do think it's going to get here, but it's tried to get up above 110 here on March 26th. It failed. It tried again here on just yesterday, failed, came down to 100. So hopefully tomorrow, it looks like it's pinging back and forth. It makes another test, and we could try to test this 50-day so I can get out of my credit put spread. That's kind of what I'm waiting for now. I'll continue to trade it. But right now I'm tied up in a credit put spread that I've been holding. That's been obviously tested, going to expire for next week expiration. Snow is another one that I'm watching. I made a little bit here. I did get back in. I flipped real quick the 245 call for this week expiration. Then I got into the 245 call for next week expiration. You know, the reason why Snow's down here, I'm down 20% on this current one. I made $145 on the first one and made 100% profit. Wish I bought more contracts, but you know, you got to be safe in this environment. You know, I pretty much caught this right here, bought it in at 232. You know, I bought those for $1.45, as you can see here this morning, 9:18 this morning, sold it for $2.90, so made a quick double. And then it was stabilizing here, looked like it was bull flagging, and it broke down to the downside right at the close. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna hold it right now. It's still maintaining ground. Didn't come below 234. If it got below 234, then I'd start to reevaluate. But what I like about Snow, I think, you know, there's some resistance here, but now that's above the 10-day. I think it's going to try to push back up to the 245, 260 range. So kind of see what happens on Snow. I mean, there was some crazy things happening in the stock today. I mean, we had Win was making a big move, up 4%. I mean, this is looking good. Just to drop something to watch for tomorrow. Could push 140. Snap had a nice upgrade. Snap was up 5%, even though it did give some back. So this is going to be interesting. I mean, it hit as high as 158. After hours, it's 157 right now. Twitter as well had an explosive day, just right out the gate, and then maintained. So just watch these. I mean, typically, if stocks are big movers, and this is kind of like the same as a Baidu setup, you know, like this nice pivot here, and then we're pushing back up to 67, probably looking like going to 70 unless something happens to the market. You know, so just be mindful. You know, stocks that are moving big, I mean, just because they flatten out doesn't mean they can't move big tomorrow. So just watch these big movers, and that's why these are at the top of my list. So if you watch this video to the end, comment watch to the end, and as always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.